Alright guys, it's Jerningam here. I missed out this thing about the, see here, the red arrows part of warplanes. I'm sorry about this if I missed this out, so we're going to play it. This is him post himself. Got the warships, and we're going to get the planes coming in. British ships, there we are. Can't believe I missed this video out. Typical. There's the English helicopters, it looks like. All sorts of helicopters coming in, bloody hell. Different three types of helicopters at least. War bomber planes. It's like, yeah. Interesting. Like I say, a lot of people will be watching this live as they're there, or on TV, or missed it, or what. Another plane coming in. Ooh, how plane that is. What are they doing a row one, are they? Well, that was very interesting, guys. I enjoyed that. Already seen this conference at that. We already seen that one. Done that one the other day of Donald Trump. Just trying to show different videos. I think I've covered most of it with Donald Trump. There was a lot of protests with him coming over to the UK, but I think Donald Trump's helping the people. People are saying he's not helping, but everybody has their own mind about things, about people and stuff. See what happens in this. Right, no. Ah, okay. US paratroopers landing on D-Day. The Mail online. So they're jumping out of the planes, are they? Okay. Interesting. That was pretty good, that was. I'd enjoyed that. American flag.
It's amazing. It's hard to describe how possibly the last chance we'll have to jump with the veterans from, the last mile marker jump, 25, 50, 75. Potentially the last one, seeing as how they're all in their 90s now. And I got to be a part of it. And just getting up there today and getting out of the plane, it was amazing. Perfect flight, soft landing. Can't ask for much more.
Well, that was pretty interesting, that was, yeah. This is what would have happened on D-Day. Well, that was pretty cool, in my opinion. Them jumping out of the plane and reenacting the D-Day. I mean, what else could have happened? Right, so we're going to try and find some more of this. So look here, 1 hour ago. I missed this one out 1 hour ago. Donald Trump. Donald Trump with the war veterans. Sorry if I keep moving the phone to the TV and back again, but this is what Donald Trump did with Piers Morgan. If you ever heard of Piers Morgan, the news guy program, this was apparently this was 1 hour ago when Donald Trump was here.
President, how are you?
Very good.
What a trip you've had so far.
It's been an incredible trip. Last night was really quite unbelievable with the Queen, because that is a great woman.
You watched, I believe, the coronation when you were 6 years old in 1953 with your mother, who was a big monarchist, your mother Mary.
It's true.
And you watched it, was 66 years ago. And as I watched you last night, I was thinking, what would your mother have made of her little boy, Donald, being the guest of honor at a state banquet at Buckingham Palace with the same Queen, now in her 90s, and you were there as President of the United States? What would she have made of it?
Well, she would have been very proud. She would have never thought in terms of president, because I never talked in terms of running for president. I decided to do it, and I won. I said to a couple of people, I think I'm going to do it. And then I said to my wife, I think I'll give it a shot. She said, you know you'll win. But I will say that my mother would have been very proud. She was a tremendous fan of this country, and she loved Scotland. She grew up in Stornoway.
Mm-hmm.
She left at 19 for New York. She met my father, and they were married for...
She loved the royals, didn't she?
She loved the royals. She loved the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
And I always noticed whenever anything was on about the Queen, she would watch. She was a big fan of...
Did you tell the Queen this?
I told her last night. She was very honored. But my mother would always... She just had great respect. She understood. My mother understood people very well. She knew people. And she got it right from the beginning. The Queen is a great lady, and my mother knew that.
Was that, in some ways, putting aside marriage, children, the personal stuff, was that perhaps the greatest experience of your life yesterday?
Well, you know, I kept hearing, because I've been through some pretty big things, okay? Right. And I kept hearing, I'd watch the news, I'd see the news go on, and they'd say, he's never had to handle anything like this. When he walks into that unbelievable room in Buckingham Palace, and he sees everybody that's there, and he looks at... The place is breathtaking, as you understand better than maybe almost anybody. And they said, I was noticing people saying, will he be able to handle the moment? I said, oh, wait a minute, I've had some pretty big moments. But I have to say, sitting there, I understood what they meant. It was really something.
So where does it rank?
Well, it's right up there. I mean, I had an inauguration, which I have to say was spectacular.
I never knew Donald Trump's mum was from the UK.
That was, one of the great evenings.
Something new I've heard. I mean, most of you guys probably didn't know.
You and the Queen seem to have a natural rapport. She seems warm.
We had a great rapport. We had a conversation that lasted for an hour and a half, nonstop.
Really?
And I think really we were... Well, I better not. I'm not going to say.
Any little hints?
I hear that we are not supposed to do that. So, in fact, I said to her, tell me about this. I promise I'll never tell anybody about it. So I'm not going to break my promise in one day.
That's very... I mean, you were unusually, if you don't mind me saying, well-behaved last night. You seemed like you were on best behavior, as if the Queen was somebody that you absolutely wanted to show maximum respect to.
Well, I have great respect for her. And yes, I think I'm on good behavior most of the time. But certainly last night, and I really got what I usually call them the fake news media, because oftentimes they are fake, but I really got what they were saying, because when you walk in there, the moment is very impressive, especially when you're walking in with the Queen, and she can walk as fast as I can, but they don't do it. She walked very slowly, and the certain grain of music And then later on, we had the bagpipes from Scotland. And that
I mean,
was
we
so
gave you
incredible.
the full 9 yards
I
of
think you
pomp and
gave,
pageantry.
yes, I think
You
so.
have been flirting with Emmanuel Macron and other leaders. Has this trip restored Britain as your #1 special relationship?
Well, it's always been right there, and I've actually had a very good relationship with your prime minister. A lot of people don't know that. We've had little bouts, but they've been very minor. And if you remember my last trip, it was really a very good relationship. But I have a good relationship with many of the leaders. Prime Minister Abiy, very special, just got by. He invited me as the only country, he invited me as representative of the United States and the First Lady to be the only people at a special ceremony for the new emperor, which is the first in 202 years. You know, it's a 3,000-year bloodline, but it's the first time where the emperor before death abdicates.
Would you like to have a 3,000-year bloodline?
I think it would be great. I don't know what I'd be doing for the rest of the time, but I think it would be great. But it was a great thing in Japan. It was great. This was very, very.
I want to clarify one thing. This is obviously we've been talking about this Meghan Markle business.
Yeah.
Do you think Meghan Markle's nasty or not?
No, you know, the question was asked to me, and I didn't know that she said anything bad about me. It sounds like she did, and that's okay. I mean, hey, join the crowd, right? You've heard about that too with yourself. I know that, right? But it seems like she had, and they said some of the things that she said, and it's actually on tape. And I said, wow, I didn't know she was nasty. I wasn't referring to her, she's nasty. I said she was nasty about me. And essentially, I didn't know she was nasty about me. So I said, but you know what? She's doing a good job. I hope she enjoys her life.
What do you think of her?
I think she's very nice.
She's an American princess.
Honestly, I don't know her. So I have to be honest, I don't know her. But it just shows you how terrible the news can be. Because if you read that, I'm sure you did, that was talking about nasty. She was nasty.
We have to clear it up because it's a little bit ambiguous.
I don't mind clearing it up, actually, because you read it. I mean, they have the tape. They released the tape. And CNN and some of the other phonies, they went out and they took the tape and they even tried to, you know, disgorge it from that. So what happens is they talked about nasty, but we were talking about nasty. She was nasty to me. And that's okay for her to be nasty. It's not good for me to be nasty to her, and I wasn't.
Did you get a chance to talk to...
I think she's doing very well.
Did you get a chance to talk to Prince Harry?
I did. I congratulated him, and I think he's a terrific guy. The royal family is really nice.
Did he say, come on, do you think my wife's
We
nasty?
didn't talk about it.
You didn't?
I was going to, because it was so falsely put out there. And when you see that transcript and you see, it's the exact opposite of what they said. Did you look at the transcript?
I did.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I could see it was ambiguous.
No, I don't think it was ambiguous.
I could see it was ambiguous. People couldn't work out if you meant what she'd said was nasty or whether you thought she was nasty.
No.
So now you clarify.
What she said was nasty based on what they told me.
But Harry didn't have a problem with it. Because there were rumours that he didn't want to talk to you and all that.
No, just the opposite. In fact, he spent a lot of time talking to Ivanka and talking to my family. I went up. He couldn't have been nicer. Couldn't have been nicer.
What do you think of him?
I think he's great. How am I doing?
You're doing well. You're being very dignified and kind of, you know.
But see, I'm only doing that because I mean it. No, I really think he's great. I think he's a wonderful. I think the family. I spent time.
You met Prince Charles.
I did. I spent time with Prince Charles. I spent time with. I mean, this has been 2 days of intensive. It's not work because I like it, and I really like the royal family, and of course, headed by the Queen.
Well, that's interesting to know, that is, yeah. Just trying to think of what else I can actually film. Unless we could just cover up in this little live stream and broadcast, which we've done. I keep calling it a broadcast on the phone, which it is. It's going to be put onto YouTube like the other videos. Well, thank you for joining me. Hope you've had fun. See you next one. And have a drink on me, as one would say. I know it's bad. Peace out. Goodbye, guys. I'm hiding it with my head. Bye.